Who are you?
Whoever you want me to be.
Don't say I never gave you anything.
It's feeling epic.
3 words. 8 letters.
I remember everything.
Hello. Welcome back to the Previously On podcast. I'm your host, Jillian Bonani, and with me today, once again, is my husband, who I talked into watching the hottest new sports drama on HBO, and now he's sobbing at the endings. It's Tyler Branch.
Jillian, do you believe in miracles?
I believe. After this,
Love
I
is love, and love
believe.
wins, and all the sayings and stuff, and all that. And we got to see a real life miracle on the ice.
Is that from the movie Miracle? Is that what you're saying right now? Is that what you're
That's
doing?
based on a real moment that I believe in miracles when the U.S. beat the Soviets in the Olympics.
But did one of the players kiss their boyfriend on the ice in that?
You know, that's the only thing that would have made it even more of a miracle.
Now I don't want to see anything hockey unless I see some making out on the ice like I saw in this app, because that just brought me so much joy.
You're not wrong. I did tear up just a little bit. Like, I was like, wow, what a moment. I was like, this had really been building up all season to this moment of just, because you're just watching this pain and agony of these people in the closet and just not living their lives and not being with their loved ones. And it was great.
I mean, I was completely sobbing at the ending. And
Yeah.
when I watched it with you, that was my second time watching it. I was sobbing
That's true.
again. I look over at you and I was like, oh my God, do you have tears in your eyes? Like, you rarely tear up at a TV show. I was shocked.
I wasn't sobbing or anything.
No, but there were tears in the eyes. Like, there were.
I was a little emotional by it
You
all.
were.
I hate people having to not be themselves. I hate people being like judged and treated like they're not human. So like,
Yeah.
I love moments like that of just like, we're all just people out here, you know? Everyone relax.
Everyone relax.
Let
And
people be people.
after so many devastating endings to episodes in this show, it was so nice to just have that joyful moment, to have that happy ending. After this journey, I'm just like, it was just like a breath of fresh air. It felt so good. We're on a high.
I never thought we were going to see Kip again.
I know.
And there
You were
he
like,
goes.
Kip's in grad school.
Kip's strutting out on that ice in front of the
I know.
world. Live on TV.
Good. So good. Okay, we're going to talk more about the ending. Well, in case you couldn't tell, today we are talking about episode 5, I'll Believe in Anything. And I really do believe in anything now. Like, what a title. I mean, this was one of my favorite episodes of television, not just of this show. This was my favorite episode so far of this show, but just of this year of television. I loved this episode. So we're going to talk all about it.
I think I don't see how you could watch these 5 episodes of it leading up to like such a big TV moment.
Yeah.
As how great that was of Scott Hunter bringing Kip out on the ice. That it's like, I don't know, like, isn't that what it's all about? Like,
I
you know,
know.
that's good
That
TV. I
is.
don't know. I don't understand, any kind of like criticism of the show of like, sure, yes, maybe when these novels were first conceived, it might have been thought of as like, hockey romance smut. But like, this is a really good show.
It is. It's so well done. I want to see awards. I want to see Emmys. I want to see everything for this show. Because this is a really well done TV show, and they deserve everything. Everybody who works on this show needs an award, okay?
You're out there campaigning.
Yeah,
For
I
your
will.
consideration. Heated Rivalry.
I will be out on the street if I have to, campaigning for this show. Okay, before we get more into the episode, let's just talk about a few things. All right, just a reminder, we have not read the books. Neither one of us has read the books. We don't know spoilers. We are in blind.
I barely read.
Tyler, I don't think has ever read a book, so he was never going to read the book. I'm usually a book reader, but I decided I did not want spoilers, and I just wanted to take the show for what it is. And I've heard it's following the books pretty closely. I heard it's a really, well followed book to TV adaptation. So hats off to them for that too. One other thing, we have covered every episode of season 1 of Heated Rivalry so far. So be sure to go back and listen to those. And since the season finale is already coming up next week, which I'm very upset about, we're going to be doing a mailbag app where we talk all about listener questions, theories, comments, all about season 1. So be sure to send in any comments, questions, thoughts, whatever. You can send those in by emailing previouslyonteenTV@gmail.com. You can DM me on Instagram at previouslyon_teentv. Just send me all your thoughts. We would love to read them aloud on the pod, talk about it, give us some good discussion topics. And friend of the pod, Ryan Carlos, fan favorite, he will be coming back and joining us for that episode. So we'll get all his thoughts on season 1.
That'll be great.
Well, that was my spiel.
Sounds like you're keeping me busy.
Yeah, I'm keeping you working. I mean, all I want to do is talk about
this
show.
It was the holiday break.
Christmas is canceled. We are doing Heated Rivalry Christmas, okay? And if I don't see some Heated Rivalry merch from you under our tree, I'm going to be so disappointed. So please, I need a jersey.
If I were to get you a jersey, would it say Hollander or Rozanov?
Rozanov, obviously. Come on.
Rozanov. Wow.
You know that's more my type in these stories.
Wow.
Although I like Hollander too, which is shocking that I like both of these characters so much. But I gotta go for my Russian brooding guy.
The
Come
Russian
on.
bad boy.
Yeah. I just want him to call me
Christmas
boring.
is canceled.
All right. Well, why don't you remind us of the timelines before we really get into the app? Because I watch this and I'm like, what year are we in? Where are we at?
No.
I always need a refresher on this. So
this is
lay
the
it
one
out
thing I'm
for
good
us.
at in this show is I'm always keeping track of what year it is, who's doing well. If you need any updates on how many goals they've scored, where they are in the standings.
Yeah. You're keeping up with the stats. Do you have a spreadsheet of this information?
I don't.
Should.
I need one. All right. As a reminder, episode 1 and 2 covered December 2008 through summer of 2014. Covered a lot. So that covered.
That's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's 6 years.
Yeah. Episode 3, which is where Scott Hunter and Kip's story was. That was fall of 2013 through winter through Sochi 2014. And then episode 4, the last episode, picked back up summer of 2014 with Shane and Ilya. And that went all the way through fall of 2016. So basically, with Shane and Ilya, we've seen their story from 2008 to 2016. We've covered like 8 years of them. Now, this episode starts back in what seems to be early 2017 and goes into the All-Star game, which is February 2017. We go through spring into May 2017 playoffs, and then ends with the Cup, with the championship, which is right around early June of 2017. So this is basically the first half of the year in 2017 is this episode.
So this is the episode that did not have as many big time jumps. It was a lot of like 1 week later, 1 week later. It wasn't as crazy of time jumps as we've gotten in the past.
Yeah. And when we pick back up with that Cup of like seeing Scott Hunter there winning the Cup, that is basically, that's 4 years really, kind of 3 or 4 years after him and Kip, we first see what goes on in the first few months of their relationship.
All right. I don't think my eyes glazed over as much that time.
Yeah. So we can talk more about Kip and Scott later on.
Oh my God. I can't wait. I mean, I'm going to try not to talk about that this entire app because a lot happened. This episode.
A lot to think about.
I mean, not as many time jumps, but so much happened. So much progression was made. I mean, we left off in episode 4 with Ilya and Shane. They were hiding who they were. a lot. We talked a lot about how they had to pretend to be straight in a lot of situations. Shane had a big freak out in that episode. And thank God this show just progresses things in such a great way. And we really got them opening up to each other in this episode. And we got to see another side to their relationship. We got the tender moments in this app.
We did. A lot of heart-to-hearts, if you will.
A lot of beautiful moments of them together. Funny moments, like some heartbreaking. But overall, we really saw a different side to them, and we saw them really be there for each other in this app.
Less butts, more hearts.
Yeah, we didn't even get a single sex scene, and they were doing it. We just weren't seeing it. They were showing us, the afterwards.
Well, now it's too private. Now it's lovey-dovey.
Well, and I made a comment in the last app that we did where I said it feels like they're most comfortable when they're hooking up with each other. Like if they start to open up a little bit, they go to then hook up because they kind of feel like that's a little bit more comfortable for them.
Sure.
And I thought it was a great choice then this up to show us where they're at, where they don't even show us them hooking up. We're just seeing them opening up to each other, having these conversations and having these more really beautiful moments. And we really
Well, I mean, the last episode ended with Shane having sex with Rose. But we were seeing him fantasizing about Ilya. I think you were telling me, I took that as like it was cross-cutting between actual Ilya fantasizing about Shane and Shane having sex with Rose fantasizing about Ilya. But you were telling me there were some theories online that we were never seeing real Ilya. It was all just in Shane's mind, which I'm not quite sure the answer on that. Did you ever see the answer on that?
I didn't.
Okay, it's fine.
I think though, either way, it doesn't really change the ending for me. It's still just kind of a devastating ending where they're both thinking about each other but aren't with each other.
Yes.
And
Agreed.
I think in this up we see them accept their feelings for the first time and really try to accept who they are. We really see Shane go through his journey in this episode. And I'm worried. I was like, are we not going to get there with Ilya yet? Come on. And we see him do the same too, of accepting his feelings for Shane.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking though with that ending that, Rose is pretty perceptive because I think maybe she realized that Shane's not fully there as he's having his fantasies of Ilya looking off.
She's like, this guy is not in this right
this
now.
Guy's in a trance and is somewhere else.
He is not here with me.
Yeah.
And you know what? Good for Rose. I love Rose. I love all the women on this show, the women friends that they've shown us. Rose, Elena, Svetlana. They're all really great supportive characters, and they really support the guys. And I thought they did these characters in a really great way. We don't see them much. And I think a lot of times when you see a supporting character just kind of come in once in a while, it can come off so like cliche. These just feel like real girls and real people. And I thought they did a really good job of that. Well, let's get to our top 5. Let's get into it.
All right, let's do it.
So our top 5 this up, as we were talking about all these beautiful, tender moments. I teared up a lot of this episode. So our top 5 is top 5 tearing up moments of Ep 5.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And these
there are a lot of
them
in this.
Yeah. And these aren't all sad moments. They're also, kind of the sweet moments, the funny moments, the moments that really made us feel something.
Yeah. It's the characters also getting older. Like, trying to have like a connection with someone. And like, I mean, it's going on with every character in the show. Of just like trying to like find who they're going to be in this world.
I think that's why the time jumps in this show are so important because we see them first at what, 19? 18,
kids.
19?
18, 19, yeah.
That's really young. And that's unrealistic.
That prospect thing is an under 20 thing. That
Yeah.
very first thing where they meet at.
So I think they're like 19, and it's just unrealistic to then like within a year go through this entire journey. So I really do appreciate the time jumps in this show.
For sure.
And that all the timelines line up.
I know. They must have had the biggest board of just timelines,
know.
making sure where scenes are in this whole timeline.
Well, I need to make that board too. Okay, that's what
You
I need to
need
put back.
you need me to
here.
make you the big timeline
Yeah, I need a
board?
big
Yeah.
timeline board.
That
so
could be
it can
fun. You
finally
could all
sink
behind
in.
yourself be like, here we are in the timeline.
You can put up when all these big games are.
Sure.
Tyler's like, oh, this is the All-Star game. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
They're
this
on
is
the
Shane
same
winning
team
his
now?
second cup. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, he already won one? All right. Back to the top 5. So our number 5, top 5 tearing up moment is when Rose has a talk with Shane.
Yeah.
So she says,
Like I said, she knew she was picking up
knew.
on it.
Well, she's been through this before, I guess, many of times. I think she said
Yeah.
80% of her boyfriends
Yeah.
have been gay.
Yeah.
So, I want Rose to be happy too. I hope she
She went
finds
to acting
somebody.
school,
I want Rose to end up maybe with like another hockey player or something.
I don't know. Rose will probably marry a gay guy now. I feel like she's like,
You're like,
I feel like
it's
that's her
not
type.
looking good for Rose.
I feel like it's just her type at this point.
Oh my God. What made me tear up in this scene was when, Rose is saying, I have a feeling I'm not doing it for you. I have a feeling you'd rather be kissing Miles, which good for her. This is a very tough conversation for her to have. And at first, Shane really is not giving her much. But
Well, wait a minute. No. She brought this up in one of the most awkward ways ever for her to have so much experience with this, where she said, did you ever notice Miles was gay? Which was really making me
I
laugh.
know.
Because let me tell you, Miles ain't hiding it. Like, Miles,
No.
Miles is not like he's living a very different life from Shane. And
Yeah.
so, like, it was so funny. I was like, Shane, you're playing it up a little too much. If you're like, gay? What's that? Like,
Miles is gay? What?
it's okay, Shane.
Yeah.
Shane, you
Miles
can
is
acknowledge that
out.
Miles is gay. It doesn't out you to acknowledge that Miles might be a homosexual.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, are any players in the league out?
I know.
It's
It
so
was,
funny.
you're right.
It was such a funny lead up to it all.
You were like, what is she doing?
It's like, what is she? I was like,
she
what
got
is she?
there, though. She got there.
She got
though.
there. I get it's a very awkward combo to have.
I think they had to
was
show
laughing.
it being kind of awkward. And it's also awkward because Shane wasn't giving her much at first. So,
Not much.
But then, what got me in this scene is when he's tearing up at the table. And then he starts getting flashbacks of Ilya as she is asking if it has been different with a guy. And he gets the flashback to the stairwell kiss and these like sweet moments between them, which I thought that was such a great moment of him going to the stairwell kiss. They didn't go to one of the more sexual scenes amongst them. They went to a more tender moment. Which really goes to show, too, where Shane's head is at with all this in this moment. She's asking if the sex is different with the guy.
Yeah. Because he's been
And
having some
he didn't-
performance issues.
Yeah.
And it sounds like major performance issues for a while.
Yeah.
And also, it feels like even when he is able to perform, he isn't enjoying it. I mean,
No.
what did he say about making out? He's just like, yeah, it's okay or something.
He said... He said, sure. When she asked,
Sure, we can make
she was
out,
like,
whatever you want.
Do you like kissing me or something like that? And
Yeah.
he goes, sure. And it was just so not convincing.
Oh,
I was
boy.
like, Shane.
Yeah.
So you really see his feelings come to the surface there in that scene. And I think, too, this is early on in this episode. So I think I was like, oh, wow, we're getting there. We're moving forward. We're progressing already. Like, we're not spending this entire episode of Shane and Rose pretending.
Yes.
And I think that the quick pace that they move this along is really great.
Well, I was a little skeptical at first of that this is how this would go down. I kind of thought I think at first I was like, I just don't know if she'd be this perceptive to immediately think this athlete boyfriend is gay, or that Shane would be so non-defensive and be so like understanding of it all. But it felt like, but then you kind of realize that no, they seem to have been going out for a while now.
Yeah.
Like because again with the time jump, it's a little unclear there at the beginning, but it really seems like they maybe have been together for quite a few months. Like this has been a long thing.
We do get a full montage of them. She's wearing the jersey at the game. Like I don't think she's doing that on the first date. So I do think it's been at least like a couple months of them hanging out.
Yeah, it might be 6 months. Who knows? Of when
I think they're also hanging out sporadically.
I'd have to consult the timeline, but I think it's been a little while.
Get your timeline together on this.
And then also I did think it was a good line that like she has had multiple boyfriends who turned out gay.
Yeah.
So this ain't her first rodeo of suspecting that the guys that fall for her are gay.
Well, I think too she progressed the conversation when Shane acted like he had no idea Miles was gay. I think that was a big hint, like his reaction to that.
You have overplayed your hand, sir.
Yeah, I think what Rose was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, we
I did
gotta
have
move
a great
this forward.
moment when she was talking about, it's fine. You're just like a square peg, round hole thing.
Yeah.
Like we don't fit together. And he said, well, honestly, I like to be the hole.
I
not
love
the
that.
peg.
Yeah, that was great. It was a great, funny moment to end on this, like, a little bit. It brought light to this more serious
scene. It showed
scene.
their friends.
Yeah.
Like,
I like their
and
friendship.
will be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was very sweet.
No, that was a sweet moment because you're watching Shane struggle with like, I have to stop doing this. I need to be myself.
I think he's just had it. I think he's just like, I can't keep doing this. Like, this has been going on long enough. All right. Our number 4 top 5 tearing up moment is when Shane tells Ilya he has feelings and is completely gay.
Yes.
This was a great scene.
That was great because it was a familiar scene we've seen a lot of Shane sneaking into Ilya's room,
Yeah.
but the tone was completely different
So
when Shane
different.
walks in and sits down.
I mean, even Ilya like calls it out. Like, this feels bad. Well, and it was nice to see Shane finally opening up and being honest with his feelings to Ilya, because we saw that he was the one who got scared the last time, which he apologizes for in this scene too.
Yep.
I like that he's a little bit more of the aggressor in this episode.
Yeah.
We're used to seeing Ilya be the aggressor, to seeing him be the one to initiate the hooking up, and he was the one, initiating the tuna melt in the last episode.
Tuna melt initiate.
I mean, that
you're not wrong. He was
the
initiating
tuna melt.
that
That was hot and heavy.
An ice cold ginger ale.
Yeah. So it was nice to see more Shane be the, I guess, aggressor, the one who's
because
initiating this convo.
Ilya was doing his normal lines of trying to deflect things and be funny and be an asshole. And it just wasn't working. Like Shane was like, just no, we're not doing that. When he's like, nothing was different. You ran away. Like, it just wasn't working.
Well,
it was like, because we know there's something. You felt it too.
But I like that Shane doesn't back down. And he's so good at breaking down Ilya's walls and calling him out. Like, don't be an asshole. Let's talk about this. And when he says that line, it's not just me, right? Like, it's just so, it's such a, it's such a great line.
It, kills Ilya to be this sentimental and truthful. And he just
know.
kind of can't help it because he does care for Shane.
And then it's just so heartbreaking, too, when Ilya starts to break down those walls, but then says they can't be something because of Russia. Yeah. And we get to the Russia of it all.
Yeah.
And
which has certainly been lingering over things,
I like this scene a lot, too, because you really get a full range of emotions in this scene. It's like, I'm so happy that Shane's starting to open up, and then that Ilya starts to meet him there and then explain why he can't be with him. And then it's this heartbreaking moment of just like that he can't go home. And you can really just see the sadness in Ilya's eyes in this moment.
Yeah.
Like it is killing him. But then it ends with Shane comforting him and them holding on to each other. So then it's like this really sweet moment between them two.
Mm-hmm.
You get it all really in that scene.
And Shane's asking, like, will your dad understand? Would like your family? And like
He's
they have
like,
to talk about
"No."
He's like, no, my dad. He says, my dad and brother are police. They are
Yeah.
not understanding guys. It's brutal. It's brutal because like he's basic. It just shows how he's been like Ilya's been repressing himself because of just. You know, it's way more than what even Shane is like realizing. Of just like, no, I could never go home again.
Yeah.
If this comes out.
Right. And it's just something that he never even really thought about before in this situation.
Like they'll view him as like an embarrassment to their country.
Right.
By doing something like this.
Well, and it's terrifying. It's scary, like for your own well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is he going to feel like he's being like hunted down?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I know. It's an intense moment. It's
Yeah.
like, and then it seems like they still have sex after that. Is that what the impression you got?
I think they did. Yeah, I did get that impression. I
This
think
time
that they had that.
they might
sweet
have made
moment.
love.
Oh, I think there was making love in this app, and we just haven't seen the making love yet. But I think we will
Yeah.
next app. Beautiful scene. All right, our number 3 in our top 5 tearing up moments from this app. Oh my God, this is a great one. Number 3 is when Ilya speaks to Shane in Russian and admits he loves him. And I just want to say, he doesn't just admit that he loves him. This is what he says. I love her, but not like I love you. It's always you. I'm so in love with you, and I don't know what to do about it.
Wow.
That is an amazing love confession.
Babe,
that's
you
what I
love
want.
You love a big speech in a TV show by just
I do.
pronouncing your love. Who knew you would even love it in Russian?
I mean, I was loving it in Russian. Like, I mean, we got to give it up to Connor in that. I mean, I can't believe he's not Russian. He did this entire monologue.
So
giving
this
you
guy didn't know how
emotion.
to. This guy didn't know how to speak Russian before the show.
No.
Really? That's
Like,
crazy.
Talk about talent.
Wow.
And he is able to deliver this in Russian and give us the full range of emotions. I mean, that's really, really hard. And he did such a good job about it. You just really felt for him in this scene. And it was so great to have him confess
What's
those
his name?
feelings.
Connor Story?
Yeah.
Is that yeah, Connor Story. For your consideration.
Yeah. I better see, you know, some awards for this man. And I'm not just talking MTV TV awards, if those still exist.
Well, this would win Best Kiss.
Oh my God, it would. You're right.
It would totally win Best Kiss at the MTV Movie Awards.
Okay, bring that back just for this show.
It's not even a movie, and they'd be like, "We're doing it."
Yeah.
It was a great performance. And also him letting loose about just all the pressure he feels that like he always plays it so cool and so funny and so like bad boy Russia guy. But like the truth is like he is crumbling under the pressure he is financially supporting so many people in Russia, and he feels like they're always scheming against him. He's got this brother who just hates him for existing.
Yeah.
Like it's just so much. And on top of that, he just wants to be with Shane. Like he's just in love with Shane and just wishes he could just live a normal life of them being together. And it just feels so out of the cards for them.
He doesn't even want to think about it because it feels so not possible at all.
Mm-hmm.
And we really get into his backstory just with this monologue.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so smart and just such a great device to really understand this character a little bit more. I mean, we know he's putting up walls. We know he's dealing with a lot. We see the brother calling him all the time, but it all really comes to this culmination in this moment. Mm-hmm. And you just feel so, you just feel for him and you just want to say it's all going to be okay.
Well, back in number 4, like whenever Shane is like, so even if you could come out, would you want to be with me? And like, he's like, I can't. Like, what does it matter? Like, you're right. He doesn't even want to entertain the idea. And even when he's back in Russia, he still doesn't want to entertain that. He's just
he can't.
Like, it's just not a life I can even consider living.
He's like, I can't have hope. That's just not my life. That's not the cards that I was dealt. It's never going to be that way for me.
Yes.
And that's what's so heartbreaking about it.
Yeah. But like, it shows just like what a deeper connection than what this show started out as, of just, them in the shower and stuff.
Yeah.
Of like, this is not like just hook it. Like, this is like, these two really are in love with each other, and it is quite mutual.
And I feel like with Ilya, you can see it in his eyes. I think we saw it a little bit in the last episode with the tuna melt, with the ginger ale, with like some of these actions he was doing. And just the way that he looks at Shane.
I hear you. I'll make you a tuna melt. I'll make you I'll get you ginger ale. That's your love language, is a tuna melt.
That is my new love language.
You've made it clear.
I want to see that added to the love languages test. Just tuna melt and ginger ale
melt.
is its own separate category now.
Coming up.
And you really, though, saw him. Like, we knew how he was feeling. We saw he was down bad for Shane. But to admit being in love with him, that was a really big moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ugh.
And he doesn't even know he said it.
I just want him to say, I know, I guess he did say it to Shane, but I want him to like
he said it
say
to
it to Shane.
Shane has no idea.
I know.
It's so sweet and so heartbreaking.
I just want, well, we'll see what happens next step. But we're headed in the right direction. We're headed in the right direction. That's for sure. We're getting somewhere. All right. Our number 2, top 5, our top 5 tearing up moments of Ep 5. Number 2 goes once again to our guy, Ilya. Ilya visiting Shane in the hospital.
Yes.
I mean, this just whole scene where Shane is down on the ice hit hard. And Ilya staying by him the whole time till he is literally made to leave the scene. You can see, we don't even get a close-up shot of him. We get the like TV coverage of it, but you can see he's scared.
Yeah.
And then this moment where he goes to visit him in the hospital and he admits to Shane he's scared. It is one of the moments where he is actually saying his real feelings to Shane in that moment.
Yeah, it like wakes him up of like, if you like, this is the person you love, and you're watching them like be really hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
it's scary.
Of course. Yeah.
And
it's funny when the commenters are just like, these two great competitors, but look at that respect he's got as he's.
It's like, you don't even
like,
know.
You're completely misreading
this. You
Yeah.
don't even know.
He's devastated. His lover is on the ground hurt.
I know. And
he can't do anything about
he
it.
could be there for him in that moment. And I love that Shane knows that Ilya's scared when he says to the doctor, EMT, whoever's, getting him off the ice, tell him I'll be fine. And they think he's talking about his dad.
Yeah,
and then
he worries.
Says, no, Ilya.
Yeah.
He knows how to read this guy.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's true love.
It's true love. It's great though that he goes and visits him in the hospital, and it is fun that like they remind you of just everyone thinks these two hate each other.
I know.
It's like the nurse comes in and is like, "Are you gonna like
smother him with a pillow?" Yeah, it's like dark.
Tough joke for a nurse to be making coming out easy.
I know. That nurse was really like, "I'm gonna come in with this really
Shane
great
seems a little loopy right now. Maybe don't be saying that kind of stuff."
I did love the hospital scene though too, because Shane being loopy was quite funny. And there were some really sweet moments between the two of them. And you can tell Ilya's just like, I know I shouldn't be here, but I couldn't stay away. And I don't care if somebody sees that I'm there. It's fine. I have to be there.
it's one of those sweet moments, but it also is the culmination of just all the risks they've started taking. Like they have gotten sloppy over these last few years compared to where they were at the beginning. Of just their texts are so obvious to each other. Everyone knows they're texting Lily and Jane.
Yeah.
It's just, and he's like visiting him, and it's like it's a nice moment, and it clearly gets out there that he does that because Shane's mom mentions it later on.
Yeah.
But like, can you believe Ilya Rozanov visited Shane in the hospital? Like, it's one of those like, competitors like going and paying their due to the other competitor,
paying their respects.
Yeah. But like, when you actually are in that room and see them, it's just so heartbreaking because it's just watching these, two just lovers who can't be together, forbidden love, and he just wants to be there. And
you still see Ilya even scared to grab his hand. Like he keeps kind of looking at the door. He's scared in that moment, but he just wants to be there for him and be with him.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those scenes that's reminiscent of just like, the gay experience of just like throughout history of not being able to admit that you're like partners together and like be the next of kin there when someone's sick. It's like a very sad moment that I think is like paying its respect to like a history of being closeted and having to deal with this kind of stuff.
That's a great point. I didn't think about that before, but you're right. It definitely is.
Like it's not just about these two lovers. It is about the whole experience.
And that nurse coming in. Well, and it's also, I think, a reminder to the audience that nobody knows the history of these two and what's going on between the two of them. We do. But I think it's a reminder for us, like, nobody else knows, and they're rivals. I think they keep wanting to remind us, like, they are rivals. And that is another complicated layer onto this. They play against each other.
Yeah. Like, the whole world views them as, like,
And Shane even mentions that at one point in this app. He's like, being gay is one thing, but I think he says fucking your arch rival is another thing. Which it's true. And I think they just want to keep reminding us, like, there's another layer added on here that is very risky.
Definitely. And one last thing on that was just also Shane being like, oh, it's part of the sport. You're going to get your bell rung. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Shane, you've really internalized this, like, some bad lessons from sports. This is like how everyone gets CTE. Of just like you got a concussion.
He was looping.
You broke your collarbone because you fell unconscious. Like, this is so bad.
I know.
It reminded you of, like, this is a dangerous sport.
I know. It did remind us of that.
It's so sad, too, because he's, like, looking back and, like, smiling.
I know.
Like, oh, no, these two shouldn't be allowed to play on the ice together.
Well,
too big a distraction.
I was like, we have come so far. Shane was terrified to be on a rooftop with Ilya in the first two episodes.
That's so true.
Terrified anybody was going to come around. Now they're smiling at each other on the ice. They're, Ilya's visiting him in the hospital. Ilya kisses his face in the middle of the game at one point when they're teammates for the All-Star game.
Yep.
Like, they've really come a long way.
He's going over and talking to Ilya before the game.
Yeah.
Like,
giving the code to
tells
his
people
house.
He was just paying respects. But they have gotten pretty wild with it.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, at that one point when he invites him over, he's like, that sounds like a bad idea. Like, everything we do is a bad idea.
I know. It's so good. But it's so nice to see those moments now of them letting loose a little bit more.
We needed the Scott Hunter moment, which I assume is coming up, because it did feel like everything's coming to a head of like, this cannot stand the way things are going.
And there is just a feeling as you're watching these episodes of, oh my God, is somebody gonna find out and out them? Like, it's scary as you're watching. When we were watching, you gasped when Shane was being taken off in the stretcher and said, no, Ilya will be worried. And you gasped. You were so worried in that moment.
I was like,
that
they're
this
not
was all
clocking it.
about to fall apart and
I know.
everyone was going to find out.
Yeah, I was like, I know you're not supposed to sleep with a concussion, but maybe just go to sleep, Shane.
Yeah,
Stop
Shane,
talking.
Stop speaking.
Stop speaking.
You were so scared. I was like you were watching a horror movie or something.
I was like, what? This would be a terrible way for it to come out.
I know. It is
Paramedics
scary,
leaked to
though.
TMZ.
Yeah, I know. Oh God, I really hope that does not happen. I won't be able to handle it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the moment.
I wonder what it will be. The
Our
number one
number
tearful
one
moment.
tearing up moment of F5 goes to that Scott and Kip kiss on the ice. This moment, I think, will go down in television history. Like, I'm putting this up there.
It was great.
In one of the
I
top
loved it.
best kiss moments of all time. Like, sorry, Ross and Rachel. Sorry, Nick and Jess on New Girl.
Yeah.
I can't even think of any other kisses at this moment because this was it for me.
This was the one. This changed the whole show.
I mean,
this
this
changed
was-
everything.
It was a culmination of everything.
Yeah.
And now you really understood too, you know, Scott and Kip's purpose and why we had an ep dedicated to their story, which we loved. I wasn't complaining about it. But to have it culminate in this was just so rewarding. And to have it be so cinematic and just this beautiful shot, just beautiful scene.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. As the announcer said, you don't see that every day.
No. I was like, that is what an announcer would
hockey
say.
announcers having to announce that is such a funny idea.
Yeah, like, oh,
They are ill prepared to handle such a monumental moment.
I think what was so great too about
Oh,
this,
he's bringing a fan down from the stands.
Yeah,
Look
they
at
kept
that.
calling him a
Lucky
fan.
day for that fella. It's like he won a sweepstakes.
like he just picked out this guy like out of the
It's great.
stands to bring on down
Yeah.
to the ice because
The
he has
best.
nobody else.
Yeah. I mean, it's so sad. They stretch it out for so long because, like, first it shows, like, all the him celebrating, him holding the cup. He's the leader of the team. You
He
assume
finally
probably
won.
I assume he won, like, MVP of the series. Like,
Yeah.
he's just there as, like, and, yeah, then you see all the families coming out to the other players and him just skating along. And then it was so nice just to see Kip up in the stands.
Yeah.
Because I thought we were never going to see Kip again. But,
No,
like,
I shrieked when we went to Kip and I was like, oh my God, he's there.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to end very sadly again, where we see all the families come out onto the ice and Scott's just there alone. And like it ends.
You just get another devastating ending.
I was like, here we go again. Like, please, can I get a second?
Yeah.
I can't handle these devastating endings.
No, it was great, but it was heartwarming in so many ways because first you realize, again, this was 2017 now. So you realize that like Scott and Kip have gotten back together since that longing looking in the window.
Yeah.
And like he's clearly there in like Scott's seats, which they had made a big deal about, of
Yeah.
where Scott's seats are like these
Yeah.
good seats and stuff. So it makes sense for him to be in position. And you're right, just storytelling wise, it made a lot of sense. And it was just such a great payoff. Because
Yeah.
like, even though I really liked episode 3 of Scott Hunter, like I could see people being like, that seemed like an odd,
Like,
like-
random or
like
yeah.
one-off in all this. But to have such a payoff that is now going to directly affect Shane and Ilya is
Yeah.
like Scott and Kip's like story is now going to affect Shane,
Yeah.
like and Ilya in such a big way. So
Well,
it
we
was just
can-
such a great payoff with that too, with just storytelling. you
Yeah.
know?
And we can see right away how it's affecting them. I mean, I am
I'm
coming to the cottage. We're all going to that cottage. I'm ready. I can't wait.
What do you think is going to go on at that cottage?
Hopefully a few tuna melts.
Love making.
A few tuna melts.
A lot of
Hopefully-
ginger ale.
Hopefully some love confessions and some love making. I want to see it all.
Wow.
And you can see though in that moment too, when Shane and Ilya are watching it, you can see like the hope that it gives them.
They just
And
can't believe someone would do something like that.
Yeah. And
So
I think,
publicly.
too, in that moment, they just don't feel so alone.
Well, they remind us that Scott was an older veteran when we saw him in that episode. And this, like I said, is like 4 years after that.
Yeah.
You know, almost. So it's like this guy's nearing the end of his career. I think he had even said to Kip in that episode, in a few years. And he was right. In a few years was correct. That was some real foreshadowing.
But I don't think Kip would have ever expected to have this moment.
I don't think Kip expected that either. But, you know, you don't expect to win the cup like that. So it did sound like, you know, later career, a victory lap. He finally is winning the cup. And he gets to just come out and be himself and have this moment of just, he's not doing anything except just acknowledging, like, who he loves.
Right.
And, like, just having his moment of celebration. And that's all the statement he has to have.
Right,
you know?
exactly. And it was a good kiss. It was good. We got to talk about that. We got to say it. I'll say it. I think, though, too, what makes this moment so special and kind of why it made me tear up, too, is I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this to happen. And I think it's because we've seen so many devastating moments in this journey and in this show. And then they just throw this at you. And it's just so beautiful. And you know, it's just, this is a moment that affects everything.
That actor that plays Kip sells the hell out of it, too, of just his face.
I know,
of
he
like,
does.
What is happening? She's like, get out there. Go.
And we're all Kip. I feel like, I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? What?
It was such a funny reminiscent thing of like, when she's like, he's waving at you back in episode 3. And then this, it's like, no, he wants you to go down. Go.
And Scott's like, yes, you.
Yeah.
I saw somebody compare it to that moment in 16 Candles at the end, where Molly Ringwald is like, me? Are you talking to me? And he's like, yeah. You. So I thought that was
It's
sweet.
such a beautiful moment, too. And it's just like, you know, it's such a fantasy world because we live in a world where, like, that's not happening. And, like, it just feels like this would, I mean, think how viral this would have gone if this, like, happened.
Yeah.
Like, it would just be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, this guy who no one had any idea about his sexuality, like, brought down Kip, who is, you know, clearly his long-term partner. And, like, they just share a kiss on the ice and just are unapologetically themselves. That would be talked about everywhere.
Yeah.
Of just like, are more people going to come out now? Like, that feels like a big convo point after something like that happens.
Oh, definitely.
That's such a huge moment on TV for everyone to see.
Well, and it will be interesting of how it affects the world in the show.
Yes.
Of what happens next? What happens now?
Yeah, what's Scott Hunter's life like after doing that? You know, I did say it makes sense that maybe a New York star would do it, you know, where you're probably going to get a little more support from your hometown than if you're in certain parts of the country and did that as the star player. So
I feel like that was purposeful.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's just a great moment where it just feels like, even though it's such a, like, you know, a wishful dream world of like what could happen. It's like, it does feel like just it would be one of those great moments of like breaking down barriers of like, we don't have to put up these walls.
Well, and I think it's just one of those moments that just, you know, you can see it gives like Ilya and Shane hope, like what I was talking about. But I just feel like as an audience too, it kind of like gives us hope and brings us joy to see this and to just see this like beautiful moment between
It's an
them.
energizing moment.
It is,
like it feels like, you know, people are going to be out celebrating like the New York hockey team coming home with the cup with like some pride flags and stuff. You know, it's all going to be like a very happy celebratory thing, you would think, which is great.
And I feel like it's like we needed that too. The world is really tough right now. It was a tough week. And I feel like we needed this joy.
It was great. It was beautiful.
So what do you think happened between Scott and Kip?
That's what I was going to ask you. So Scott and Kip, it felt like they broke up in, late 2013, early 2014. And then Kip was going to go to school for art history.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. Now this is like 2017. It's like, did Kip go to school? Is he like done with that? When did they get back together after that? And it is like a little bit of it's kind of sad because it's like maybe he's been with Scott for a while and they have been living this life that Elena didn't want them to have, where it's like you're a little miserable and a little hidden, the secret boyfriend of the star player.
I know.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is, but regardless, it's nice to know it has a happy ending.
I feel like I took it as they haven't been back together that long.
Maybe not. Do you think maybe they're not even together? He just gave him the seats, asked him if he'd be there since it's for the cup?
So I did wonder that. But I felt like Kip wouldn't really...
I think you have to have been in touch
that.
or hooking up or doing something over the last few years. I don't think you cold call.
And I think the I love you too on the ice made me think like they pick things back up
together.
again. I feel like it was that moment of Scott was like, I want to be with you in any way that I can. I'm not fully ready for that, but like, let's start things up again. And then I think that's kind of why he was there. I mean, his dad was there. Kip's dad was there too. So that's why I don't think it was just a friendly, like, hey, I'm playing in this game. I'm here for the championship. I'd love if you could be there. So, yeah, I feel like maybe they pick things back up again. And because Elena was saying, like, it's okay to be sad, too, that, like, you're not with him right now in this moment.
So that sounds like you're together.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So that's what I took. And then, then this amazing moment happens.
Yeah. And it's also a reminder of, like, what I think we've seen of the few athletes and team sports we've had. You can get away with it more. Not that you should have to get away with anything, but you can get away with it more if you're like more of a veteran. Like, when Jason Collins did it in the NBA, he was already an established player in the NBA. And it wasn't like, if they just cut you for that, it looks pretty crazy. So it's sort of like you kind of just have your career at that point where it's so hard as young people, as prospects. Because then teams can claim all sorts of reasons not to bring you up to the team and bring you onto the roster. So,
well, I think that's why the character of Scott Hunter is so important in this story.
Yes. Well, they were reminding us, he's old. So it's like this
they
thing
did in
like,
the text even.
Yeah, they remind us of that. So like
you're like, he's so old.
Yeah. So it's sort of like, but also with that, he's like, what do I have to lose?
Yeah.
At this point.
Well, I took it too as like he won. He's probably done playing hockey at this point. Like he's good.
I'm ready to be myself.
Yeah, it's time. And I'm so happy in this moment. I just want to be able to be myself for once. Like, this is the happiest moment probably of his life, but it's making him sad because he can't be himself.
I didn't know till right before this podcast that people call him Skip. You told me that. And I was
Scott
like, what?
and Kip.
That's a great nickname.
I'm a skip girly. I'm skipping along.
Who would have thought Kip and his smoothies would solve homophobia in team sports?
Honestly, just
what
adding
a hero.
that. I think it's adding that banana. Yeah, adding that banana. Guys, a banana goes a long way, okay? Let's remember that. Remember that as you order your smoothies.
Way to go, Kip.
Yeah. Kip is the real MVP, let's be honest.
It's just one of those perfect moments where you just can see if something like this happened. It's just like, who's getting mad at this? Like, you know what I mean? Even the worst, like, even the most like anti-gay people out there, it's like, what is he doing? He's just living his life. Like, it's like, so it's one of those perfect statements where it's like, all he's doing is celebrating with his loved one. And like, they can't, like, that's just it. Like,
well, in these moments, in these life moments, when you achieve your biggest dream, and what you have worked for your entire life. You want the person that you love there with you. And that's what this shows. And that's it. That's just the human condition.
Just feels like one of those great moments where it's like, if you're against that, it just comes off as you don't have a heart.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. I hear you. But let's live in that joy.
It was great.
I mean,
And you're
I've already
right.
watched the end scene like maybe 8 times already. I'm not going to lie. If
I've
I'm
only seen it
scrolling
once, and I thought it was great.
If it comes up on my phone, I will not stop watching. I will watch the entire thing. All right, let's get to your Tyler's takes.
All right, let's do it. All right, my Tyler's takes. These are the notes I wrote down while I was watching the episode. I wrote down the Man in the Crease sports show, which made me chuckle. And you asked what I was chuckling about.
I was like, I don't get it, man in the crease.
It's a term for like attacking the goal in hockey, but also, you know, these are men in the crease. You know.
Yeah, you know, that took me a minute to get.
You know. The crease of the butt is what I was talking about.
Yeah, I got that now. I got that. You explained
There were a
that
lot
to
of
me.
double entendres in this episode because right after that, it's like Hollander and Rozanov are finally playing on the same team. You know, playing on the
I
same
love
team is
that.
a very common phrase.
Oh, yeah, now I
about
get it.
sexuality.
Yeah.
Of like whether you're playing on opposite teams or the same team. Where does Scott Hunter fit into the mix? The announcer said early on, and I was like, "What great foreshadowing of just like sexuality, but also in the story." And it's like turned out in a big way at the end.
Yeah. Wait, I did not pick up on that. I got to listen to the Man in the Crease more.
The Man in the Crease sports show.
Well, I think he's just yapping off hockey stats, and he's really telling us what's about to happen.
Ilya gets a lot of these where he's saying to Svetlana, like, you want to see him center me, you know? And at one point he's yelling, the rumors are true. And you're like, what is he talking about? And then it's about like him giving out money for the goals. Like there are lots of things like that where I feel like they're constantly hinting to their secrets in the show, which I think are great. At the beginning when people are watching Rose and they're looking at Rose and Shane's photo.
Oh,
Remember, Shane's reading all the comments that are like insane on like all the photos
it's
of
like,
them together.
Look at them look at each other, and they're not even looking at each other in the photo.
Yeah, I wrote down what some of the comments were.
Oh,
to
fun.
read to you.
Read them to me.
I love these live comments like on these shows. One comment, Pearl's mom too said, "Hello, some of us weren't emotionally prepared for this drop."
Okay, was that me? Like that sounds
That
like
might have
something
been
I would
you.
write
I thought
on
that was awesome. Yeah.
I would be shipping the two of them.
Yeah, Fally Mouth said, one photo, the entire fandom's feral.
Again, this is
This
me.
could have been you.
This
Did
is
you
me.
write all these?
I know.
Yeah. Yeehaw said, the way they look at each other. Oh, this is real.
Oh
Which,
my God.
Turns out it wasn't real.
Turns out.
Shane looks like he would carry her bags, her hopes, her dreams, her entire life.
Okay, that's
I love
good.
That one.
That's a good
that
one. Yeah.
And the last one said, Coach said no distractions. And Shane said, okay, but what if she's the distraction?
See, those would be a lot of the comments of
That would be
she's
it.
going to distract him during the game. He's playing bad because of her.
There was another one that said, calling it now, career high season incoming. And it is like the girl's about to be blamed or credited for Shane's performance.
Definitely.
It's so real. That's stuff we've talked about. That's back to Moneyball stuff.
Oh, no. I thought we would
talking
go
about-
one app
I
without
had to get
talking about
one.
Moneyball.
I thought I already talked about Shane overdoing it with Miles, but the fact that he won't follow him back on Instagram, I'm like, you're drawing a little more attention to this, Shane, that you won't follow Miles back, who you like dance with at the club. Relax, Shane.
I thought that was crazy. And then I thought,
You're overdoing it, buddy.
I thought, who is Shane following on Instagram? I feel like he follows maybe like 3 people.
Certainly no gays.
It's like only Hayden. Hayden and
Yeah.
Hayden's family is who he's following on
Shane's
Instagram.
like, no, I only follow bikini drop of the day.
Yeah, right. You
like,
know
okay, Shane.
he's definitely following
Yeah.
like Instagram
I'm only
models
following
on
Sydney
there.
Sweeney.
Yeah. Oh my God. So good.
Shane was dressed sharp though with his stylist. I commented on it when he walked out there. I was like, oh, look at Shane dressed sharp.
He did look good, I thought that was a really funny moment when he said, please don't make fun of me. I got a stylist. It was just a moment where we really saw them have a real conversation.
It was funny.
And they weren't in the bedroom. This was like the one time we saw them have a more public conversation, not just the two of them. They're in a public space. So it was nice to see that.
But it also, I thought, commented on like, think how much Shane cares about his image. Like he's
I know.
How can he like take such a risk
Right.
coming out?
That's true.
Just for his personality.
Yeah.
You talked about like the girls picking up on it. Obviously, we had the conversation with Rose, but also like Svetlana was like really hinting at it. Like when she was in bed with Ilya early on in the episode,
Yeah.
she's like, he's gorgeous, Shane.
Yeah.
She brings up Shane a lot to him. And then
yeah, she really picked up on it. She really
did.
clocked it. Yeah.
We get the reveal of when they're in Russia. She says, I hope Jane knows how lucky he is.
He is. She
Yeah.
clocked it. She got it. Good for her. That's a good friend.
Yeah, she knew.
And
I
she
also
just
think,
said and she was saying how much she loves him. I thought it was a really sweet moment between the two of them. You can tell they really care about each other.
I also think Shane's brother knows. I think we talked about
You mean
early
Ilya's
on-
brother?
Or sorry, Ilya's brother. I think Ilya's brother knows that Ilya's gay because he
I
was
think so,
just
too.
like, because the way he said like, do like the people who get to do whatever they want are the the rich F words. Like the way he said it, like it just was like, this wasn't like it was early on where I was like, maybe this guy's just like homophobic and saying like stuff. This felt like a direct commentary about Ilya in my impression.
I thought that too. Yeah,
I think
it was.
he, I think him being like he hates my existence. Also, was commenting on that.
Yeah, I think so too. It was a really dark moment. Get that brother out of here. I'm done with him. I never want to see his face again.
When he says, "No ginger ale," Ilya says that to Shane.
Yeah.
Shane says, "Feeling wild."
He was feeling wild in that sport coat blazer.
I gotta
he was
say,
wearing.
as they were flirting at that bar, I
I
was
know.
like, Ilya is drinking this beer look erotic. I was like,
The eye contact he was giving as he
Like,
was drinking
whoa.
that beer was hot. Yeah. he
you want me to start doing that?
I don't know if it will be the
As
same.
I drink my beer,
I don't know if it will be the same. You can try.
we'll give it
Take
a
some
shot.
tips. Start speaking Russian, maybe. I don't know.
Speak a little Russian, some useful phrases.
Yeah.
Do you think Shane should have learned to speak Russian by now? It feels like Shane's a smart guy and has a lot of free time in hotel rooms. Like, it feels like he could have played some tapes.
I feel like that would
Learned
be
a few
quite
phrases.
obvious. I feel like that would be very obvious if Hayden
There's a
saw
lot of
him
Russian
trying to
players.
learn Russia.
I guess
Or
that's a good
Russian.
point.
I mean, come on.
I'm learning Russian for Lily.
Yeah, right. Like, that will
Fair.
really give it away.
Yeah. I like the idea of All-Star Weekend as like a secret getaway for people. And I was like, it made me wonder if that's ever gone on in a sport before. Because I was like,
Yeah.
it is kind of the perfect getaway if you're both at this location away from like your normal friends and family. It's like they got to have like a pool like day, beach day, hotel. Like, I mean, that
Yeah.
sunset on the beach. I was like, what a nice little getaway All-Star Weekend
I
was
was
for
like,
them.
is this spring break? Like, are we playing hockey? We're just
Kind of is like
we're
that.
in the
All-Star
pool.
games.
We got a
All-Star weekends are fun.
Yeah. I mean, we got to see Ilya be good with kids. That was very cute. We got
Yeah, that was
them
great.
on the beach during sunset and their hands started to go closer together.
Mm-hmm.
That was really sweet. And I love that moment of them on the beach because they both seemed very relaxed.
They did.
You know, it was like, it was a very peaceful moment that we got with them.
Yeah. Ilya had some great lines in this. You brought up earlier of like when Shane says, "I'm fucking my arch rival," and he says, "That's why it is a secret."
Yeah.
And he also said, like, "We fuck. It's simple."
Yeah. He
great.
kept saying that. I was like, "Stop it, Ilya! Stop it! You love him."
Ilya's voicemail was, "Hi, this is Ilya. I will never listen to your voicemail."
I love that.
That's
why we love him. He's
What a
so
legend.
funny.
We do love
He
him.
is a legend. You're right.
I said Shane talking to the paramedics really scared me, which you brought up. And oh my gosh, it made me laugh so much. After that nurse shows up, Shane suddenly starts trying to talk to Ilya in his straight voice. And he's like, "See you next season, Mr. Rozanov." And I was like, what is happening with Shane right now? Are you okay?
That was so funny. His voice going down
He
to
went
register.
when Ilya walked in, he went, "Ilya!"
Yeah.
And then when he's leaving, he's like, "Oh, see you next season, Mr. Rozanov." It was great. I loved it. What a great
Yeah.
performance by Shane.
It was so good.
Shane was loopy.
Yeah. He seemed so happy too when he was loopy, which kind of made me sad. Of like,
I know.
he finally just, I feel like for a second under these drugs has this like burden lift off of him.
Yeah.
And he's just like having a good time. And then Ilya shows up and he's like, "This is great." And then he's
great.
like, "Oh, right. I have to pretend. See you next season.
See you next season.
See you next season."
Yeah. So that's it for my Tyler's takes. What do you think's going to happen here in the finale? But I know we'll talk about it more in the mailbag. But
Yeah.
so it sounds like, you know, it's that rush of energy after something like this happens, where it's
Yeah.
like the world's changed. We can all do whatever we want, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, he says he's going to go to the cottage. What do you think we're going to get?
I mean, I just want some loving moments, and I want them to talk and really talk about their feelings. So I
Do you think
hope
they'll
we
debate
get
coming
something
out?
of that. I think that will be the conflict of the episode. Of, well, I don't think the conflict will be admitting feelings. I think they'll both admit their feelings for each other. But then I think the question is, where do we go from here? How would this ever really work? This is different than Scott Hunter's situation. I think they'll acknowledge that. And I think that's just going to be a lot of the discussions of, well, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
What would this even look like? How would this work? Just all those questions, because there's a lot of them. But
You don't see that every day.
But I want some tuna melts. I want some love making. I want some cuddling.
Be great.
I
think we're going to get Man in the Crease, that sports show, debating, like, is anyone else going to come out and join Scott Hunter as an out athlete
Yeah.
in any of the sports?
I wonder if
Or
we'll
in
get
any
Shane.
of the Major League Hockey.
I wonder if we'll get Shane coming out to his parents, because I feel like he was saying in this app he doesn't want to lie to them. I think he's having a hard time really keeping this
really
from
should.
them. So I feel like they're kind of hinting at that. So I'm wondering if Shane will come out.
I know. I keep wondering if the parents know at this point. It's been
I don't
a
know.
while.
He's kept it pretty like under wraps. He's really
My dad still seems goofy.
yeah. I don't know about that, Dad. Mom seems great. Mom was really
Mom
happy
seems
for Scott
great.
Hunter.
She seems
so,
locked in. She called that it was Scott Hunter's year.
Yeah.
She knows her hockey. I do think it's
Me-
funny. They both have these women in their lives that really know hockey. Svetlana seems to call like every game, like
Yeah.
perfectly, and like so does his mom. It's kind of a fun thing. But the dad, oh my god! I was asking you. I was like, God, that dad looks so familiar, and I finally figured out this episode. I've been watching the show 5 episodes. I finally figured out the dad was the guy who starred in Nip Tuck. That's who he is.
I didn't watch
Did you
it.
ever watch that show? Oh,
No,
well,
but good for him.
that's who he is. But I don't know. I don't know if the parents know. I can't tell.
I don't think they know, but I think they're about to find out. I think that's going to be a part of the episode.
Yeah.
But we only have one episode left, so I don't know.
One ep left.
So
I don't
be
know.
sure.
I hope someone joins Scott Hunter and doesn't leave him hanging out
I
here.
know. Don't leave Scott out there high and dry, guys. Scott
Yeah.
deserves better.
Yeah.
And
We don't want man in the crease saying, well, Scott Hunter is the only gay person out there that exists. You know.
I think they should give you the job of man in the crease next season.
Oh my gosh.
You can do
These
it.
goofy
You should
announcers.
do it.
I
Yeah.
love them. I love it.
You don't see that every day.
You don't say that already. I'm like, this is this is gonna go down in history. Is this iconic moment for equality and like, you know, people being able to be who they are. And this announcer's going, oh, you don't see that every day.
I know. I do hope we get
He
some.
ain't exactly. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't exactly Al Michaels going down, being like, "Do you believe in miracles?"
Yeah,
Like, that would have been much better.
I know.
I'm re-editing it and putting "Do you believe in miracles" under that.
I hope we get some good reactions to Scott Hunter. That will be fun. It's confirmed that Scott and Kip are going to be in the last ep, so we're not done with them quite yet.
I am excited to hear more about their story and fill some of this in.
Me
They'll
too.
probably get. I bet they'll get married. Scott and Kip.
That would be fun. I don't know if that'll happen this
off-season.
season. I'm not feeling that this season. Maybe next.
I just think like it would make sense in their story for them
I
to
think
get married
so.
now.
I don't know. What's the time jump?
We don't know.
We'll see. Well, send us all your theories for the final episode.
I want Shane and Ilya to go to New York, have a fun night out with Kip and Scott.
Go
in
to
New
the gay
York.
bar.
That'd be
These
fun.
guys got to let loose, okay?
Yeah.
They've been all knotted up, and
Yeah.
I just want to see them relax a little bit.
They needed just a spiral day with Kip of just like drag brunch all the way out to the gay bars. Be a great day.
I mean, they were already so relaxed in Tampa. Imagine how relaxed they'll be in New York City.
Well, it's June right now. Maybe, you know, Shane and Ilya could go to Fire Island.
That would be fun.
That'd be a fun ending.
That would be great.
Hey, instead of your cottage,
Yeah.
Ilya wants to go to Fire Island.
They just go full steam ahead, Fire Island.
Yeah, why not?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. You're going with the crazy theories, okay? Everyone else sent in your theories for our mailbag episode that will be coming out on Monday. And then we'll cover the big finale next weekend after Christmas. All right. Well,
Can't
thank you
wait.
all. I know. Can't wait.
I hope Santa brings you a happy ending.
My God. I hope Santa brings me some Heated Rivalry merch or Scott Hunter, one or the other.
We'll see.
Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to follow our pod wherever you get your podcasts for more episodes about Heated Rivalry. And please rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. It really does help, so we would love it if you could do that. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can buy our merch on Etsy. Thanks for listening.
Bye.